one of the fundamental ideas that you need to understand to get the most out of the site blueprinting feature is the idea of groups of keywords. Now, let's just open a site blueprint and I can show you what I mean by that. Now, here's the keyword database that my site blueprint is using, and what I've done is I've defined three groups. I've defined a group called homepage, one called main pages, and one called article pages. The idea here is that these groups are used to structure your website. It may be that you don't need more than one group. If you're doing the analysis, theme word analysis for a group of phrases that you want to send off to your ghostwriter to create content for you, then you don't need to create whole website blueprints, but you would still need to create a group. In this case, what I've done is I've got these three groups. There's only one keyword phrase in the homepage group because there's only one homepage, but in the main page group I've got 7 keyword phrases because I plan on having seven main pages. And at the moment I've only got 4 phrases in the in the article pages because I've only planned 4 articles so far. But you can see that I've arranged the groups into pages. You can see a different format here in this blueprint where I've got the home page again, no problem, and then I've got 5 other sections on my site, because I was thinking here that maybe I could do some sort of silo site where each section of the website will be contained in a separate directory. And what I can do is I can define a directory for each of these groups, and then when I come to create the blueprint and export it, then the exported blueprint will have all the directory information as well. And if I choose to create the skeleton site, this HTML files export, it will create all the directories for me and put all the web pages into the correct folders ready for me to start adding content. So there's different ways you can use these folders, and really it just depends on what you're trying to achieve. Let's pick this blueprint as an example. Now, there's no groups in there yet. Let's suppose that I want to create an exported file that I can give to my ghostwriter. Say I want to get 50 articles written. Well, let's start off by creating a group. Now, over on the Site Blueprint tab, we can create a group, and I'm going to call it, let's call it John Doe. In fact, we'll call it Articles for John Doe. Let's assume that that's the name of my article writer. I might also have a second article writer, Articles for Jane Doe. Okay. Now let's assign the keyword phrases to each of those groups, and for this I'm going to use a simple shortcut. I'm going to load in the questions filter, change them blue, and then I'm going to order by count so I can see the count figures here. Right, let's say a count of at least 5, and that gives me 83 phrases. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the filtered phrases to the collection. So that's added the 85 phrases there. And then I'm going to say, right, these ones are for John Doe. And I'm going to click this button to insert those phrases into the John Doe group. Let's have a look. There's the articles, the phrases for the John Doe group. For the Jane Doe group, let's say we have a maximum competition of 4, 0, and that leaves me with 117 phrases. That's a few too many perhaps. Right, so now we've got 47 more phrases identified with a count between 3 and 4, and I'm going to assign those to Jane Doe. Now if we go over to the site blueprint, you can see I've got the main keyword phrases for the articles for John Doe and the main keyword phrases for the article for Jane Doe. So this is one example of using groups. The next stage for me would be to click on this button there and to get KRA to find the theme words for all of these phrases and the theme words for all of these phrases, and then I can export the article summaries so that I can then send them off to my my ghostwriters. So you can create groups here. This first button will allow you to create single groups. If you want to create multiple groups, you can do that here. Let's say articles for Jerry, articles for Peter, articles for Alison, and articles for Maria, and then we can create those groups. And you can see then that I've then got these blank groups. I can go back here, I can select a group, and I can add content to the group. Let's just remove the filter for a moment, because there is another way of adding phrases to a group. What we've done is we've filtered, added the filter to this collection, and then added that collection to a group. But you can add single phrases at a time if you want to. Let's say we enable the drop zone, and then anything we click on, you'll see the cursor's changed, and I can drop that into the add to group, and the selected group is articles for Peter. So anything I add and click on there will add that phrase to Peter. As you can see, there's the phrases I've just added to Peter. So you can add articles to a group by enabling the drop zone and then just adding them like that. Single clicks, add to group. Let's go over there. You'll see Jerry's now got a couple, Peter's got some. So this is the way you use this. You enable the drop zone to pick up the phrases and drop them in there, ensuring that you've got the right group selected, and then you can disable the drop zone once you've finished. Your phrases and your groups are over here. Now, the final thing about groups is you can delete them as well. If you decide, right, I don't need one, then that button will delete them without any problem. So that's how you handle groups. You create groups for whatever purpose you want, and those groups then will become silos, if you like, for the main phrases that you want covered within that group.